So, the bilge pump died. Actually, it appears that the float switch, or water level sensor, jammed so it doesn't shut off. I heard it running one day when the bilge was dry. Because of the way it's wired on this Hunter 320, the only way to turn it off was to disconnect the pump circuit at the main battery switch. I couldn't get the fuse out. Next day, after a rainstorm, the bilge was full of water. Why? So I had two problems: a leak somewhere in the top sides and a defective bilge pump. And probably the bilge pump had hidden the fact that there was a leak, possibly for a long time. So the first step was to get the bilge pump working. Being 25 years old, it seemed just replacing it was the best approach. Let's do that and talk about some of the challenges. So this was a rule-mate 750 gallons per hour pump. It had 3 wires coming out, 2 for power and 1 as a float override so that a switch on the power panel could run the pump for whatever reason. I wanted the same pump so it would fit right in, but that wasn't available anymore on Amazon or at the local boat store. The closest was an 800 gallon per hour pump with 3 wires. About the same size, but not exactly. The first step was to take out the old pump. Remove the discharge hose clamps and the hose. Now to get the actual pump out. It took an internet search to see where the tabs to release it were. In the original version, a mounting clip was screwed to the fiberglass of the bilge. Since there was still a bit of water in the bilge, I didn't want to take out the screws and maybe let water get into the screw holes and the fiberglass. If I could get the new one to fit into the old mounting, I could deal with that and properly seal the new screws when the boat is out of the water and the bilge is dry. A new pump looks like it'll fit into the old mounting, but the locking tabs are in a different place. Maybe it'll just sit there, held in place by the discharge hose, and help from some zip ties. The bilge is pretty cramped, so I attached the hose before I lowered the pump. Only one hose clamp, but that's okay. Tighten the screw when it was properly positioned. There are keel bolts that stick out several inches, and I figured I could provisionally hold the pump in place by attaching it to the keel bolt with zip ties. It seemed to work to keep it in place. Now, the electrics. The old 3 wires need to be connected to the 3 wires of the pump. The color coding is the same, so easy to figure out. Strip the ends. Diagonal cutters will do, just need to be careful not to nick the actual wires, just the insulation. I'll solder the connections. Any type of quick connector will get corroded pretty quickly. And cover the solder joints with heat shrink tubing to keep water out. This thing is, after all, designed to be submerged. Trusty 30-year-old Weller soldering gun still works. And I'll use the soldering gun to shrink the tubing. Now stuff the new wires into the old flexible raceway. and try it out. Let some water run in. It starts pumping automatically. Tried the override switch. It works. So all is well. And now, to figure out where the water is getting in the first place.